his aggression, like 9 times out of 10, always seems to pay off, and I thoroughly enjoy watching him play. But we are going back. Dust 2. Feel free to disagree, but I think this was one of the maps that's changed from Devil to 6 or actually improved quite drastically.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been like the French map in general throughout times. Something that I remember, for example, if we go back to the Titan days, I remember this game on, I can't remember what tournament it was. I think it was one of the ESL tournaments where Titan beat NIP, who were really good at the time, like 16-1 on Dust 2. And just freaking overwhelmed NIP like no other day. So it's always been like home turf for French teams. Going back down to history, especially in CS Source.
Well, that A site and Kenny.
Yeah,
you don't want anyone else there. You don't want anyone else there.
Yeah, and then it's just the aggressiveness, like kind of the random plays that you see Apex just running up middle. It's sort of like Shakti style as well. It's like all this kind of random factor to it, which seems to fit the French guys.
Definitely looking more to see what TYLOO will bring on this map, because obviously a map that everything's still pretty standardized. There's not really anything too crazy. I don't think we've seen anything new on this map in a long, long time.
No, I mean, it's one of those maps where City side is going to be in a slight disadvantage on, any day of the week. So what that means is that you kind of have to always gamble somehow, like meaning that you'll either leave catwalk volatile or open, or you leave long open, and then you kind of put more emphasis on middle and catwalk. So this is kind of a feeler as you decide where you kind of, if you get if you take the right choice at the right time, it can look really, really good on CD side.
Correction from Happy.
See you later.
Shut down instantly. Didn't expect them to be that close that quickly now. Well, it is going to be Kenny in his favorite spot. Not with an AWP, however, and actually the T's, they're going to just take that, run with the wind, and just go back over towards that B site. There's only one player currently residing there. MBK has sort of moved more into this position since the switch up. Going to use that nade. Doesn't do quite as much damage, and Bottle's going to tear his head from limbs and leave it into a 2 versus 4. Rotations are going to be in pretty quickly, but they don't have a kit. And this is going to become very, very difficult. B site, Dust 2, most difficult site to retake, probably in the game.
Yeah, definitely is, along with Cash B site. I mean, those two, in my opinion, are the hardest sites to retake. But yeah, I mean, TYLOO just going for a cap push early. Happy, totally getting surprised there. Not expecting them to be up close and personal as fast as they were. Getting taken down. Then Kenny takes a kill from A, but then you see TYLOO just going for that run towards B, getting the kills, getting the bomb side, making it into a 4-on-2, securing the round, and we see another force spike coming in from the French side.
Yeah, well, long take, 4 AKs. Clearly planning on taking that range duel.
Yeah, they have the smoke, which is despawn as well. So, I mean, I would smoke a deep CT smoke, which I think they did as well. That gives them visibility towards that elevation corner, and that's exactly what's going on right now. Keeping the distance, making sure you're taking all the corners, including Gondelf here. Wait, what's his called? Not Gondelf. What's his position called again?
Gandalf, isn't it?
This is Gondelf. There's so many names. Loved child with many names.
MBK, last alive. Not really expecting to see too much. Of course, there is still an AK to be retrieved. They did buy 4 up, and that is exactly what will happen. So any kills from now on are going to be relatively costly for the TYLOO side. Don't really need to challenge this at all. And in fact, MBK is just going to fade away and look to keep his CZ into the next round himself. Yeah,
solid job from TYLOO there. I like the anti-eco from Long. Envy with a few nades. They try to make it seem like they were stacking Long early on, nading there, and then falling back towards A to try to bait TYLOO run up cat. But instead, TYLOO just committed for Long. They had that smoke. They did a deep CT spawn smoke, which I like the idea of because that gives just much more visibility, keeps the range long enough so the AKs can really be of use at that point, and the pistols become less viable.
Yeah, just reduce the chance of anybody being able to run through that close.
Surprise factor becomes less. So, just a solid job there from TYLOO. Another great start for them as well. So, and this is again going to hinder Envy's first weapon run as they fully committed into run number 2.
Well, this time they are just going to be running straight up cap.
I like this. I like the apply pressure down and out when your opponent is you know, in a weakened position, you kind of want to showcase dominance, and that's going to be another very clean run for TYLOO. So they're going to have the early buffer going on. If they would lose a round, then they'd still have money to go for another buy. And Kenny goes for an op, but it's going to be a glass cannon. No armor for him. And as we can see, no kits for TTT either. No Molotovs in play. So again, that second round buy is going to make it a little bit harder for them.
Smoke early, Captain Mo going with the peak. Kenny just that little bit quicker.
I'm not sure, like, did he even have the best spawn? Like, why would you go for that peak if you don't have the best spawn?
Yeah, well, it didn't look like it. 2 players had already made that sort of direction, and, well, I don't know how good the CT spawn players were.
Look at this pace from TYLOO, though.
Yeah, naturally. It's going to come out with them bringing this one back. Kenny and Apex all the way over on the other side. This is a huge spot for MBK, though. He's found himself the first, but Bottle too quick on the trade, and, well, no kit. This retake is going to be very difficult.
Yeah. Safe plant, though, and there's a guy coming from tunnels all the way from T-spawn. Question is Bottle going to be ready for it? This Apex is already very up close here. It's going to make his way. He might have heard Bottle drop down towards car. So Apex is going to be the man of the hour, but he goes down by DD. Now it's all up to Kenny with that op. In a 1-on-2. Not an easy task. Impossible at that, actually. It's going to go down, and TYLOO with the very, very high pace Counter-Strike so far. Losing in man early on long in a peak that I did not agree with. I think Mo just didn't have the spawn to take that peak, but straight after, TYLOO just goes through mid doors and goes for the direct B split. That might have been the plan initially as well. Just go for a fast B split, and Mo go for that peak. On long, they throw this long cross, or the corner smoke there, once again. And this is now the point in time where Envy is going to, in Envy's head, they're going to think, you know, TYLOO's pace is going to keep on being high, so they're going to use a lot of their grenades early in the rounds, making it easier for TYLOO to slow their pace down a little bit and make it harder for Envy to A, retake, and B, just basically hold on when TYLOO makes an attack.
Happy with the dig. Not going to be able to connect. 6, however, will be able to trade one back. Nice spot from MBK. Does get one and is able to fade away. Quite a lot of damage being done at the moment. Bottle will be adding one to the collection.
B as well.
Yeah, that bomb dropped,
dangerous.
but MBK, well, goes peeking. They do have a little bit of control over middle. Will be pushed back in by 6, but he only has 8 HP.
Yeah, and Bottle, he might be able to change things up here. Going to see this spawn as those Apexes close to middle doors. So everyone else, they have 45 seconds on the clock, so they don't really have to do anything, but Apex going for the fight. It's going to get down by Bottle. Now it's all down to 6 here. 1-on-3, low HP, gets 1 kill before it gets down by Mo. It's going to be a 5-0 scoreline here for TYLOO, so a great start for them.
Not a bad pistol round, though.
Yeah, definitely not, no. Yeah, that's at least going to be something in terms of making TYLOO spend a little bit more money.
Bottle yet
Slight
to die.
dent to the economy of TYLOO. Yeah, that's all it started.
9,500 in the bank as well. Not quite connecting.
Double
Captain
ops for Envy, by the way.
Yeah. 6er with the AWP. See how he can do.
Again, a lot of nades being thrown on long once again to keep that illusion going that it might be a fast trap, but instead of we can see most of TYLOO gather up in tunnels, they might be opting to go for just a walk into B, but little do they know. 6-year-old today with an op, and he's going to get that first kill too.
Yeah, he's set up as a turret at the moment. Molotov will quickly fall in behind to stop any aggression that can come pushing in.
This is where you abort this mission. I don't think it makes sense unless they have some crazy smokes and flashes combination for this, because they're just going to run into their death right now. No point whatsoever to take this peek, but somebody is going to get a trade for going down.
6 are doing a great job with the orb. 4 kills. Well, lined up like a turret.
Yeah, I mean, when you spot that up, you lose that man, you abort mission straight there, unless you have some crazy freaking smokes and flashes you can throw in there. But even then, it's going to be very hard going through that very narrow choke point, being the tunnel. And yeah, I mean, you just abort mission. You go back to basics, try something else.
Well, that was something they did quite well, like in the previous rounds. It was just like, okay, Kenny's here, let's not go that way. Let's quickly push in a different direction.
Well, I'm not sure if it was necessarily like, you know, maybe they do have an idea of, you know, let's avoid Kenny and just go towards the B bomb side more often, because we've seen that B split coming in the first round, for example. And now they went B as well. Let's see how it continues. If they keep going, it might be a case of them trying to avoid Kenny. It's true. But Sixer also seems to be on point with that op, so, you know, lesser of the two evils, maybe?
Yeah. To be honest, I don't know where I'd go in this situation. Either way, a lot of flashes coming out. Going to be a quick trade early on for the T's. Looking to try and keep hold of this control. Apex running straight out. Captain Mo's not going to miss that shot. And Kenny now somewhat isolated. He does have support coming in. Sixer with the other AWP, and well, Captain Mo will be caught jumping back to the 3 versus 3, and it does look like this time the T's are just going to look to fade back, attack from a different avenue, and split the defense in half.
Yeah, 2 ops on A now. Kenny and Sixer both there. Bomb is making its way up catwalk right now, so never mind. They're actually going middle, just leaving one guy on Cat. He might be the distraction. Sixer is going to take a peek. I think he just saw DD there. MBK gets to the middle in the meanwhile, and well, it falls apart for TYLOO at this point in time. Good, I think a solid job there going for long, and the trades also favored TYLOO, but then they kind of took a little bit too much time in taking over pit. The smoke disappeared. Kenny utilizes that as MBK here. He's maneuvering around the barrels, eventually getting the kill on bottle. But I like the idea of them utilizing the spawns and going for long, but you kind of have to fully commit to it. Like, you kind of take over pit straight away. Like, once you've had that, flash over too long and just go into pit, leave one there maybe, and then run for catwalk, or just fully commit. Molotov car, you know, smoke cross, and just plow at it, because you had the numbers advantage too.
Yeah, and at the time, well, they gave quite a bit of time for Sixer to actually rotate all the way from B back over to A. So
it slowed down unnecessarily for way too long, and now it's going to be a save here for TYLOO, and a possibility for enemy to get back into Sixer. It's going to get that first look around.
Do manage to overwhelm Apex, but the bomb now dropped in middle. Going to leave them in an impossible scenario. Happy just waiting at the top of mid. Ooh. Does actually get dinked up. A couple of low players, so maybe somebody can at least cause some economic troubles.
It would be very important right now for EnVy to try to keep this as clean as possible. Try to get some economy going for them to create that buffer. So, for the low players, EnVy should not initiate Happy. You're not listening.
Oh, okay. Kenny not going to allow that to continue any further. Six are actually on 16 HP, so definitely seemed like there was something there, but in the end, EnVy get themselves a third, slowly pulling this one back, and still no AWP back into the hands of Captain Mo, so it is just going to be the flat rifles coming up again.
Let's see if they keep up that fast pace, though. Doesn't appear they would be peeking long at least. They're just going to be throwing some grenades there, try to bait the CTs to throw theirs as well. Apex, though, is very close to the door already, and it seems like most of TYLOO right now gathered up in lower tunnel, and even the remaining 2 coming from T-spawn to upper tunnel. So it appears, though, that B side is something they opt to go for more often than the A side. Whether or not that's something they've calculated in terms of avoid Kenny, not sure. It seems like a B split coming in.
We haven't seen them push that up on Cat as of yet. Classic Kenny spot. Either way, Happy going to go straight through the smoke. It will just be a quick trade. However, the information gathered will let his teammates know.
I don't agree with, like, why would Happy go for that commitment when he has no teammate? Like, that needs to be something that's done with his with a teammate. Well, I mean, he did flash, but
no, I meant, well, did MBK flash or did Happy
I
flash
think Happy
himself?
flashed himself, but I feel like he needs to have a teammate there. As there's going to be a exchange of kills on long, and it's a now 3-on-3. A bomb is up on Cat as well. Now it's all up to Kenny again. He's going to be on A bomb side.
Oh, they're finally going to engage Kenny, and he finds the first. Looking down long, gets the second as well. Well, that's why you avoid Kenny S.
Clean up at aisle 4. Yeah.
Back to B?
I mean, you can't really base your game.
I
know. You can't be afraid of a single player. I mean, you just kind of have to find a means to make him uncomfortable. And how you do that is having perfectly good smoke placement, but also the rhythm of how you flash and initiate in the fight. So basically, you pop flash, and then you have people running towards them, and then you flash again before you take the fight. So that he's going to be caught in transition or in a really awkward position. Now, back to basics for TYLOO. It's going to be a save run for them.
Apex actually getting traded out. Kenny is there to support. Missing the second shot. Has to be a little bit careful, but well, just going for these repeats again and again. Catches almost every single player. Bottle will be over in middle, and it's going to be a second pause already coming out for TYLOO. 5 rounds. Going to be back-to-back for either side now.
Yeah. Great start from TYLOO, being evaporated by Envy at this point in time. Bottle, though, he's still fighting for it. He gets a kill, but it's low in HP, so that should be pretty much all he's going to get out of it. The bomb's out all along as well. A minute on the clock, so some time to maneuver, but I think he's just avoiding the inevitable at this point.
Maybe giving them a little bit of extra time on the pause. Bottle.
Yeah, extra time to talk about stuff. I think at this point in time, they need to be able to construct some more elaborate rounds. Like, they need to be able to take out over catwalk and then go for those classic smoke executes or an A split. I would be perfectly happy to see them do a really good A split. And what that causes, basically what you try to do is simultaneously you attack from long and short so that you make the A defenders uncomfortable. Meaning that if you get the first, let's say they get the kill on Apex, that's going to put Kenny in a very awkward position.
Yeah, he has
he's
to
going to
watch
have to. He's going to have to go for some spin bot stuff afterwards, which should be impossible if you just attack him simultaneously from both sides at the same time. But if they have that in their playbook, it's a different thing. Other thing they can do is just go for a straight up catwalk execute. You smoke the ledge off. You smoke the long corner. And then Molotov, the bomb side, Molotov A ramp, and then it all comes down to good flash timing and how you initiate. But Sixer, he's going to be the one to initiate. He gets a freebie in tunnels.
I like it. Starting to push TYLOO back. The confidence looking to come back on the Envy side now. Don't need to sit back with the AWPs. Kenny looking to do the same over towards long. Have to be a little bit careful. It seems like Bottle is aware. It's going to reload in the open.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was a great bait there from Apex to Kenny. Taking the initial fight. Not giving all too much for Bottle, but DD, though, with a nice flick on a happy. And that's going to be the A side now lost, actually. A short plank can happen here, and there's a guy in middle for TYLOO, too, to catch off the rotation in a 3-on-3 situation. So a lot of work here. Apex could be, or needs to be, the man of the hour here.
Gonna go pushing in, should be able to catch.
Flash is gonna come in from long, it feels like. Oh, just a molly.
Not quite the native choice, but actually both players quite far away from the action. Somebody gonna have to go for the jumping shot! Hello, CSGO.
Yeah.
Somebody taking the head clean off of Apex.
Yeah, it's such a short range, though, so that can definitely work out. Now, you can see TYLOO actually has 2 ops for this round. And EnVyUs economy is in a bit of trouble here. They still get a full buy out of this, but this is going to be that one where they need to get it, otherwise they're going to be on a save. But double ops for TYLOO's T side. How do they utilize these?
I'm just going to have to hope that EnVyUs going to begin to push in. Definitely don't see them going anywhere near that B side with the double AWP setup in play.
It doesn't seem very plausible at this time, no.
Very reliant on
considering
your AK players.
Yeah, considering how close range everything is over there. Well, they do take the over catwalk this time around. That's a first for them. Plenty of utility, so this could be that potential A execute. But as we can see right now from the minimap, little do TYLOO know, there's actually 3 players right now on that A bomb site. And it appears that TYLOO's actually going to be making their way towards long. So a bit of a fake here coming from DD. It's going to make sure Envy knows that they have taken over catwalk, but the actual push is going to be coming from long. So Apex is going to be the one here with the fight in his hands.
Still making a lot of noise. Apex obviously with the 5-7 in possibly the best situation he'll be able to find him in. Does pull out a nade, but not going to be anybody pushing in his direction as of yet. Happy and Goose is definitely going to be something that could be interesting, but here comes the long push. Flashbang is good, but unfortunately he's still going to get sprayed down, and everybody falling at once. 3 players lost for the Envy side, remaining 2 over on this B site. Well, it doesn't look like they have much of a choice but to try and save what they've got, and instant pause called by Apex.
Good job from TYLOO. They managed to drag 2 of the 3 playing that A bomb site towards catwalk. With that one player throwing those few grenades, that's Envy expecting a push coming from short, so they were playing up close front there. Apex rather being the only one playing long. And Kenny trying to make his way towards car to try to salvage the situation. He knows that he needs to take an aggressive peek. Otherwise, they're going to be so out of position that they're going to get sandwiched. Unfortunate for him, it gets taken down by Mo. I believe it was Mo. And that's pretty much all there was to it. And now it's going to be a pause for Envy. They want to slow things down.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see what sort of money they have going into the next round. It wasn't good into this one. Already had Apex skimping, and while the hunt was on for TYLOO, they know this for sure and have put them back to scraps.
Yeah. It's been very streaky so far. 5 rounds in a row for TYLOO, and then 5 for Envy, and now 2 in a row for TYLOO. Interesting. We started off with TYLOO being very, very fast, doing super fast strategies, fast B splits, just flashing, smoking long, and then running up catwalk, stuff like that. Then eventually, they just try to walk into B against double ops. 6 here there, cleaning up house. And that's the point where Envy started to gather some momentum going on. TYLOO still trying to do more fast stuff, but
It
got
seemed
nullified.
like the fast stuff sort of got denied when the nades started to come up for the Envy side as well.
Yeah, but it's good to see, though, that TYLOO can change the pace. Like, they have some depth into their playbook where they took over catwalk and then basically left one there. Everyone else went towards long. 6 here gets tagged. And, yeah, that one guy on cat managed to basically drag most of that A defense towards cat while the attack came from long. So they seem to have a few tricks up their sleeve.
Oh, a couple of players facing the wrong direction.
Hello.
Waffle is just going to be holding and, well, pushing into a death trap.
That's a welcome party if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, and, well, now it's just going to be the sort of suicide rush towards the B site to try and at least catch somebody off. Captain Mo? No?
Didn't realize.
Still, well, I suppose he didn't get hit, so, yeah. Makes no difference anyway. I think Kenny may have assumed that he had seen him. Happy not quite going to be able to finish off a kill, so perfectly clean round for TYLOO. 1.5 at least. Percentages have been met. Of course, 8 rounds. Is it 8-7 still T side? Statistically, roughly.
Yeah.
Like
from the top of my head, I'd say
stupid.
that's pretty much, you know, a very common scoreline. Now, no op for Envy. Money is not
The double
so
have been
great.
when they were really stringing the rounds together as well.
Yeah.
So not to have a single AWP. Well, we'll
They
see
need
how that
to-
works.
I feel like they should probably try to do something aggressive here together. I would love to see them like stack up cat, flash middle, take a pick in middle, try to force that first kill, then fall back, make TYLOO feel uncomfortable. Don't let them execute, like, because they're pretty good when they're being given the room to set up their plays. But when they're not, that's when they kind of go into their out of their comfort zone.
Once again, we have Happy playing over towards Goose. Can be very useful if they do execute towards that A side, but they have been fairly commonly taking it from long.
Yeah.
So
No.
then that position is sort of nullified.
Yeah. Still very unsure of what TYLOO's doing, but they've managed to go through with a bunch of different styles. Fast B splits, faking short, going long, faking long, going short. Like in Envy's head, you know, there's so many possibilities of what may happen. Right now, it seems like a possible fake here on Cat. The bomb is still middle doors.
Oh, he's dropped down. DD managing to fade into the smoke. This is going to make things a lot more difficult for the remaining players on the B site. Haven't actually got anybody pushing through tunnels, though. It's just going to be the sheer mid push. Bomb looking to try and get him with them. Sixer caught reloading, but still manages to get one with him. MBK smartly pushing into tunnels. And, well, this is why you normally split the site. Pushing from middle alone can be very, very difficult. MBK, however, will go down, and now we're back to a 2 versus 2.
No diffuse kit either for Envy. No utility on either side, actually. So it's going to come down to sheer angles, but Apex is going to get the first on the bottle, so down on DD. It's going to be on the boxes. Kenny comes to the rescue from tunnels. And that's the end of it. Envy with a massive round there.
Yeah, and well, more importantly, they'll get themselves at least one AWP back in play.
Yeah, Kenny gets his prized AWP back. The Magician AWP. Used to have the, what's it, Magic Stick or whatever it was called?
I think that's the knife name. I think that might be... I
Oh,
think
okay.
Magic Stick is still
Okay,
the name.
fair
as
enough.
well.
Yeah, okay.
I think they did a whole interview just when you walked out about how he's called it the Magic Stick. That was quite a lengthy question.
Fair
But,
enough.
It didn't have too much of an answer to it, though. It was like, why did you call it? He went, oh, because I'm a bit of a magician, and this is my stick. Not the most exciting story, but it has been quite well known. Not quite as well known as Don't Have a Cow. That's currently the name of the AWP of somebody. And, well, speaking of the AWP of somebody, double AWP's back on the side of TYLOO.
Yeah, and a slow start here for TYLOO. TD, though, has made his way on long. He's going to get fall flashed out. And the player on long gets flashed. He's going to have to fall back a little bit. That would be Kenny. It takes a bit of damage too on the way, but other than that, a very, very slow start here for the Chinese side. TD's going to make his way towards a blue container here. I'm not sure EnVy is going to be ready for this. Apex, ooh, I think he spotted DD for sure. Now DD needs to bail. He needs to get out of here. He does not. He's just going to die instead.
Well, reaction from MBK. I don't blame him at this point. It has been a very common occurrence. If one player is seen pushing, normally the rest of them are going in the other direction. This time, no AWP for Sixer to line them up with. However, MBK is ready to help him out. Will be a quick couple of trades. Missed shot. MBK not quite managing to get all of them, but Captain Mo now blind and happy will bring it back. 8-7, pretty much the most statistical, well, standard map of Dust 2 we could ever see.
Double ops, you walk B.
Yeah. Questionable.
I'd say interesting.
Two words you hear quite a lot, you know, in Counter-Strike commentary.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 8-7.5. It's very standard. I think EnVy can think of this as a bit of a win, considering how things started off, being down 0-5 to get to 7-8. I think that's definitely they'll be content with that. Here comes the second pass around. Let's see what EnVy has in store. They've bought 3 armors so far. See if they get any nades, or it's just going to be a straight out armors across the board. Well, a cheeky deagle for MBK. Why not? Everyone else with armors and clocks, so not any elaborate execute to be expected, but instead a straight up plow. Maybe MBK just going as front man, hoping for that one dig. I'll be plat and then just committing on a push afterwards.
3 cat.
Yeah. Ready to rotate in tunnels. I think they might be ready for a fast rotate toward B.
Well, the push going to come down to Bottle, and there is that deagle. That is the B site gone. And, well, they will be very quick, but look at Happy.
Yeah, he has all that intel right now. And he's on the flank.
He's actually going to get one on the cross, however. And, well, Happy had the perfect flank, but doesn't manage to do anything with it. It's all going to come down to MBK, however, doing the work with the D. Kenny backing him up. And somehow, MBK bringing this round back into contention. DD 2 versus 1, not a kit in sight. He's got to do this one quickly. Will actually take the first, looking for Kenny, but he instantly hits the headshot. 8-8. And EnVy, well, they get saved by that dig.
Yeah, I think Kenny got, what, 3 kills in that situation? In that 2-on-4?
I think MBK got 3, Kenny got 2.
Okay. Anyway, those 2 were the ones to salvage the situation for them.
Especially Deagle close range. Right?
Yeah, it makes so much damage, right? I mean, luckily there was no armor on I think the first guy. At least I thought I saw blood splatter when he hit with the Deagle. Now, it appears there's a hefty investment from the Chinese side into this round. Double scouts, if anything.
As well.
Yeah.
Able to get armor behind it, so very reliable on him. Of course, the more scout hits that are made, the more valuable those pistols become. Captain Mo will be the first to get a kill. DD with the second. These scouts doing quite a lot of damage, and they're just pushing into them at the moment. Really, you need that cat control, and there we go. Pushing from Happy, we'll find one of them. That's Captain Mo down. DD still able to spam shots away. And Bottle from behind, bringing this back. And look at the HP on the remaining players from EnVy. So very low. And well, look at what's left. You've got a MAC-10, the perfect shredder weapon.
Yeah, that's
a 5.7.
That's the scary part. If you go for the long anti-eco, it's when if you're facing these scouts. I mean, that might be the point where you just bail out of it. Apex might have just bailed EnVy out of this round too, though the HP is still low on Kenny, and Apex also down at 42. But they're gonna have a free avenue towards that B bomb side, so. Getting a timer of 40 seconds into this round is going to be very important for EnVy.
Also, no armor basically makes that scout just a maneuverable orb.
Yeah.
All it really takes is one shot, and the angle that Kenny is holding. I'd be pretty surprised if he didn't hit it, but okay.
Oh, this
that is not good. Apex going down. It's only going to be 7 HP. 1 bullet needed to be hit by either of these players, and somebody's going to win it.
Whoa.
I don't know what just happened, but it pays off. And it seemed like Envy had swung that back. That 1 kill coming in the middle. But the MAC-10 long range beats the scale.
Yeah. I mean, if you go for the long anti-eco and you don't buy a lot of utility, I think if you find that scout there, you bail out. If you go for the UMPs and just a crap ton of utility, you can make it super hard for the scouts to do anything because you can just flash them out, you can Molotov them, you can just pressurize them, running towards them. But when you're just like staying on long, taking aim duels, that's just like asking for trouble, basically, is what that is. So I think like that kind of went the way it was supposed to, but DD, 2 cheeky kills.
Nice opening as well. This is the force buy coming out from Envy to try and rectify the mistakes of the last round. Doesn't look good so far. DD still taking challenges. Doesn't really need to at this stage. Kenny actually going to lose one, but DD will find another anyway. 3rd kill of the round for him, making a nice amount of bank. And Kenny low, happy. Actually finally coming around to his teammate. Just a little bit further behind, and I'm liking the spot currently played by DD. He's low on HP, doesn't really need to take a peek. He can just play that perfect flank roll, and doesn't look at the moment like they're expecting it at all.
Yep, as things do slow down here. DD wants to be ready though, and that's going to be all there was to it.
4 kills.
Yeah. And 10-8 scoreline, and a save here for Envy. So this is getting slightly dicey for our friends here at this point in time. They're gonna have money for an op, Kenny, for a save here though. Something at least. But they need to come up with things in the follow-up after this round.
Is DD gonna go for it again?
Why not?
Currently spotting out nobody. Apex is just waiting very far back because he does not want DD to get anywhere near him in this round. Majority of players just chilling outside long, spamming shots away, and DD still gonna catch out Apex. That must be so frustrating.
I can appreciate it. I can appreciate it. I think we all should.
AWP, DD still doing damage. This is starting to get ridiculous now. 7 kills in the last 2 rounds. Can we hit 8? Yes, we can, DD. There's only 1 more player left for him to find in this server. It is Happy. He's going to be pushing towards Captain Mo, who's currently holding an AWP. Has his pistol in his hand. And somebody's going to finish it off. 5 UMP kills. 3 grand made. That's some stat padding right there from DD.
Yeah.
Just gone 8 kills up. That's put him... Well, yeah, literally, he would have had the same as somebody otherwise.
Well, here comes the big round for Envy. They have an op on Kenny. Everyone else on AK-47s. Plenty of utility to work with here. Kenny just waiting patiently for that op to peek in middle. Ooh, that was very close to being a connection.
Oh, there we go.
DD just decides to peek and die.
Yeah. Secondary ult will be picked back up. Somebody.
Don't do it, somebody.
Oh, he's actually going to get pushed by Apex. Doesn't get the opportunity. Still looking like he wants to try and challenge. Just taking so much damage in the meantime. Hasn't even been able to fire off a shot yet. Envy just taking this one nice and slow. Not going to go for anything too crazy. MBK will be able to pop flash the AWP. Still player in pit as well. Just sort of a 2-2 split at the moment. Somebody just going to try and play around the smoke, but I think this might be the end of him here. Finally caught out by Apex. Another entry for him and Bottle with a hell of a lot of work to do, but should be able to catch one actually. Turn around. MBK's still there. The remaining 2 players over on TYLOO. Well, after this B site falls, should just save the weapons they have.
Yeah, please do. That would be the smart thing to do at this point by Happy. Do what Happy does, except doesn't manage to get the other kill in the end. TYLOO, though, they're looking to pause it right after. We're losing this round. And we're going for that B split, and it works out great. We're just going, well, basically going to just go for B after getting the initial pick.
But it was so much damage as well. Finding the first pick, they then also, I think it's 80 damage or so done to somebody, and he gets taken down in middle as well. And once that happens, Bottle, there was nothing he could do in that situation. It would have had to be an absolutely insane clutch for him to actually find more than even one kill. Well, still going to be coming pretty close at this point in time. Definitely still going to be a buy on TYLOO. Got plenty of cash to play with. Obviously, we know that DD had saved up quite a bit, but he did spend it on an AWP. And then on the other side of things, you got HZ and Bottle with plenty of cash and 2 weapons saved. So it shouldn't be a problem. Interested to see what they're going to talk about in this one, because obviously all they've really done so far is had one proper buy round.
This is definitely not like because of how it's only been 4 rounds in this half, so you're not going to make massive changes to anything because you've just played 1 weapon round of the second half. This is more to just slow things down straight away. I mean, you have those what 4 pauses in total, right? So may as well use them, right?
I think that's now what, that's 3.
Was it 3? Yeah.
No, I think I think they've used 3.
Yeah. Let's see.
So, one more.
There we go.
Wait. Does still have a little bit of presence over towards middle. It's going to be DD, and I don't expect him to be taking any sort of challenge. Boost will come in for lower. Captain Mo with the solo AWP. Somebody actually forced onto a UMP in this scenario, so clearly the money not quite as good as expected. But, well, definitely a viable SMG. Apex. Well, actually not going to be caught. Captain Mo gets wrecked, and early round advantage once again coming in for the T's.
Yeah, I think that angle definitely favors the T when he comes and peeks that from such a low angle. So, yeah, literally, like, the headshot is the only thing that Mo can hit with an op. Now DD is going to run into his dead. Ooh, that was too close for comfort. Happy almost whips it, but Bottle for the rescue. Still a 4-3 advantage for Envy, though, so they've got everything to play for here. At this point in time, they should probably gather up and just attack a bomb site together. Meanwhile, TYLOO needs to take a risk, and somebody is definitely taking one.
Well, I'm more interested in the fact that I'm pretty sure Apex has just walked straight onto the B site, already taken. Everybody's dying in the meantime, but yeah, just walk straight in. Nobody there. Easy plant, and HZ.
Nice little 4 bullet burst there from Apex.
We started the round off, finished it as well.
Yeah.
And now, well, this is what confuses me a bit. I don't know how. I'm guessing that was a choice from somebody to have a UMP in that situation, because there's still quite a bit of money on HZ and Captain Mo.
Maybe he wanted to have the extra utility. Opt to go for it. Scout for Captain Mo once again. We've seen him be very effective with it, so makes sense. And BK and Envy just going through long right now. And they're going to find all the space in the world right now. Closest member is that cross.
I'd like to see Captain Mo boosted back onto the site. Doesn't look like he's even rotated as of yet. Maybe just going to try and hold the cross. Obviously a decent smoke in this situation. Oh, never mind. Would stop anything that could be done, but of course the curse of the commentator proves true, as that is one of the biggest gaps I've ever seen.
Where did that smoke even clip? Like, where did it hit? How did that even happen?
It's all right.
We're watching a $1.5 million CSGO tournament. Oh, we see smokes like that. Why not? Why the hell not?
Gonna be the buy. I think Captain Mo. I feel like that's really weird. He definitely would have had enough if the scout wasn't bought, or the pistols, or whatever it was. But instead, just now going to go glass cannon into this round with the AWP. Still viable, of course, but just means he's a little bit more weakened to nades and just in general.
Yeah.
Envy have managed to even up the scoreline, of course, so starting to string things together. As we saw in the first half, very streaky so far. Team just managing to capitalize on a few. Aggression will come in over towards long early for TYLOO. Just going to sit HZ down in the corner and then possibly rotate off the second player in Captain Mo.
Yeah, I mean, previously they had aggression on short. They had a little stack going on. For example, trying to take initiative, but Apex just nullifying that instantaneously. So this time around, having more emphasis on long and middle. They have one in CT spawn, one is outside of B. So they're ready for a B split here. And there's potential for that to happen too. I mean, there's a pop flash coming out of mid. They might be just walking out mid though. I think EnVy is just going to try to get a pick in middle and then decide what to do. If they're going to run with it, I think they've just spotted DD up here, and he's going to go down, but there's one more in CT spawn. It's going to get, that's going to be somebody. And now also Bottle, but that leaves B completely open. And everything just falls apart for TYLOO.
Somebody going to manage to get himself out through the smoke. It's 3 versus 2. HZ gets one back, in fact, and actually this is looking pretty close. They do have the B site under their control. It's going to be a retake. There's no kit over on the CT side at the moment. They have retrieved a molly into their hands, which
and a smoke.
Going to be valuable. It's going to drop it in onto the head of Sixer as well. Smoke going to go down to block off any counter nades. Straight out goes one. Somebody trying to connect and actually manages to get both as well. Nice work from him. A little bit scrappy, but it still works out in the end, and they get themselves a 12.
Yeah, big kill was there on Catwalk. HZ getting that kill on Happy. If Happy would have managed to stay alive for longer, I think that would have been a distraction enough. Even though even if he didn't get that kill, Happy that is, on HZ, if he just would have stayed alive, I think that would have changed everything. Now that he died, it eventually became a 2-on-2. It gave enough time for TYLOO to work and go towards the B bomb side, and then somebody obviously with a massive play there to bring it into 12-11 for TYLOO. But now, this is, in terms of economy, going to be a huge round for TYLOO because they're going to be totally reset if this goes the way of EnVy.
This could be problem round. One round that ends up costing them a little bit more if they can't capitalize on it going into this one. Obviously, EnVy absolutely no problems buying up into this round. Kenny still with his trusty AWP in hand, and the rest of the team with all the utility they could desire. Yeah, and in EnVy standards, they still have money for the full-up round too. Even if they would lose this one here. But this could be a big round here in terms of this whole series. Oh, look at this emphasis from TYLOO towards short. They were expecting a short push coming in, and they might be banking this absolutely correctly right now. Comes the push. No way you can expect 3 players to be here. And it works out wonderfully. The gamble paying off. Kenny will be able to trade one back. And actually, this is pretty sure they spotted those 3 too, so they're expecting that we can be side, and they're going to be correct on that. But Bottle ready on that stacked box. Gets a kill, and now it's down to 2 members from EnVy. Somebody just trying to hold Happy back. Bottle with the peak, however. And both players will be finished off. TYLOO do manage to convert the round. I really like that strategy. Just the short play and catching out 2 players. I like the idea. From the CTs, yeah. I mean, absolutely amazing call. Absolutely tremendous call from TYLOO. Obviously a little bit lucky. I mean, you can't bank on that happening, but that's where the stars align for TYLOO. Like I said, CT side of Dust 2 is always a bit of a gamble. If you find the right flow, if you make the right calls, the right rounds, you can seem like you're a god. And that's one of those rounds where TYLOO just seemed like they could see the future. Basically having a magic 8-ball, knowing that it's going to be a heavy emphasis from EnVy towards short, and then having 3 CTs there, beautiful. I mean, that just worked out wonders. And this is going to put EnVy in a tough position, though they did get 2 kills in that previous round, so it means that 2 rifles are going to have to be dropped by TYLOO. So again, economy is not going to be super great for TYLOO if they lose this one here, but still I think they could get away with a single eco. But the rounds are, you know, they're getting the numbers are getting lower in terms of how many rounds left in this game. So EnVy definitely needs to get into this, and they've bought into this round like I expected. Yeah, gonna risk it, but they could be putting themselves out of the map if they're unable to actually win this one. Very aggressive push through middle, straight up. DD is waiting around the smoke, and he's actually gonna manage 2 kills. Quickly traded it out in the end, and well, Bottle with another. This is looking a little bit shut down at the moment. They still haven't managed to get him out of the corner. Sixer will create an opportunity for them to come back into this round, and the 3 players rotating in 2 kits. A lot of utility to play with. It's down to Apex and Sixer to try and, well, pretty much save EnVy here. Yeah, now this is, well, TYLOO just needs to keep their composure. And EnVy kind of have to take a risk because they're done numbered. They need to take an aggressive angle as Apex is here very close to the door. Let's see how it works out. Oh, somebody counter spraying through, and well, there we go. We can even hear TYLOO right now. Yeah. And we're pretty far away from them. Like, literally, we're like 100 meters away from them, down the stairs, through the corridor, into the gymnasium that they're in. And we could hear them yell right now. So they're getting hyped up there. Rightly so. 2 rounds away from knocking out. This is in time for EnVy as well.
they decide to purchase. It's not going to be the greatest buy in the world. They still do have quite a bit of utility with 1 AK, 2 AKs, UMP, and 3 Galils in play. This is do or die time.
Yeah, this is their chance. Of course, TYLOO's economy isn't great. They could be reset by this sort of buy. This is where we need the heavy hitters to actually step up for EnVy. Last few rounds have been all TYLOO. Somebody going big. Bottle on the site. Edie through the smoke. Now where's the response? Not 3 people on cat this time, so...
Yeah, you can't really do that all too often. It works once a half.
They do have Mr. Mo with that AWP.
Okay, let's see EnVy setting up for the usual suspect here. This is going to be the long corner and smoke, and you'll probably have one for the ledge here and one for CT spawn. And that's potentially for that CT spawn jump, or just jumping up that ramp and going up A. Seems to be going up A.
Yeah, they're not going to drop down. CT's isolated at the moment. Captain Mo looking for an angle. It is just going to be the plant for short. No surprise by that.
But look at that. Only 2 flashes for TYLOO. So that's going to make that retake a little harder for them.
Yeah, Apex in a very good position. Somebody is aware, however, and that's already the first kill. Mad advantage over to the CT side. They have an awful lot of control. Don't have short, but a lot of damage being done. Captain Mo will get a kill, but it's quickly traded out. Looking for a little bit more. Captain Mo doing all of the damage at the moment. Kenny, can he take him down? Yes, he can. And Didi, with the kit, has got 2 players to find.
The time's running out. Literally running out. Like, there's no way he's taking this.
He's going to try and do as much damage as he can by the looks of things, but it's not going to happen. Or picked up for Kenny, who gets 4 kills in that round.
Money is very spread around right now for TYLOO.
Yeah.
They have 3 players at 1.4K and 2 with, well, sufficient amount of money to purchase. And now this is the last pause TYLOO has at their disposal, and they're going to use it. This was a round where they could have done it. That's very common for underdog being very close to winning a best of 3, being so close, but then coming in the crucial round, the big dog comes in, and they just manage to get across the finish line. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Still all to play for. But TYLOO probably other. I mean, it would be ballsy for them to do double save at this point. Let it go to 14-14, and then have like everything to buy for. So I'm assuming they probably will save that one and then get a quasi buy. I don't know. It's a tough decision to make for them. I wouldn't want to be them making that decision, to come honest.
Scout on Captain Mo has been a bane to the lives of EnVy. We'll see if he can do it again. We are going to see long control once again taken. Obviously, this is where these pistols can be pretty deadly. Happy just going to be waiting in the corner, and there's quite a few people around this very area. Happy almost with the 6th sense that Bottle is going to be pushing in this direction and just playing an angle that should be difficult. Switches.
Bottle.
Oh. Yeah, he almost bottled it. That
Yep.
was ridiculous. Apex is going to be looking for the push. Nice shot through the door from somebody. Evening up the scoreline once again. Now waiting for the remaining members of EnVy to make their push. Happy already taking a bit of damage. We know that these pistols will be able to finish him off relatively quickly. The Scout too. He said just going to be stuck a little bit. A lot of flashes being thrown in out. Actually being caught is MBK. Here he goes. Nice shot
Big
through
kill.
the box. And well, that's just going to give them the sight, give everything they need. And the remaining players are completely isolated.
Yeah, that was a massive kill from MBK for sure. Now Happy in position to deny. I think that's DD coming through. Smoking place as well. There's 2 now in Catwalk, and even a 3rd guy in CT spawn. Feels like TYLOO is not going to be able to capitalize on this round. A slimmer of hope was there until MBK gets that kill on 8 bomb site, basically.
Could actually keep this Galil though. That might be something to actually improve their buy into the next round as well. Question is, well, you said you didn't want to be in the scenario, but would you save another and go for the sort of win from there, or are you going to go for the sort of early position buy here?
I mean, if they go for the buy, then I want to see them do something special. Like, I want to see them have a plan on how do we how do we make it work with lesser weapons, less utility? It needs to be some kind of an aggressive play, either straight up or some delayed aggressive play. You can't just hold standard positions with the Mosses and Galils and Scouts.
Captain Mo dancing
Look at
around
this.
the AWP of Kenny.
There's two guys in the middle right now. So TYLOO does have some kind of shenanigans in their mind.
A lot of presence around middle, in fact.
Yeah. Nothing going long right now.
Looks like Envy maybe expecting something a little bit less, expecting some aggression. Just waiting, holding angles at this point in time, not going to go for anything too aggressive themselves. We do have HZ possibly falling into the trap, waiting around those long doors. Not going to be the case as of yet. Apex, our entry star, looking for something here, but it's Kenny to grab somebody. The first kill of the round going the way of the T's, and instantly they fall back. Just going to let them stew for a little bit.
Yeah, they know somebody's not the guy playing B, so they expect there to be two more on B.
Oh, Apex is going straight through. Captain Mo has no chance, and Apex, he gets himself two crucial entries onto the site. Round over.
Yep.
Bottle and DD completely isolated, and Sixer, he's not going to let them get away with anything. DD at least one for his troubles. Tries to go for the pre-fire onto Kenny. He will finish him off 14-14. TYLOO looking to fall at that final hurdle.
Exactly. So close, but no cigar. Good solid job from Envy though. Working that frag from middle. First of all.
Yeah.
Kenny getting that big on somebody. Then you saw Envy realize there's probably going to be two more in B.
Oh, that's not going to help.
It's definitely not going to help. And it seems like TYLOO is actually playing for the tie. They're going for the save here.
Yeah, I respect that decision. Going to go and try and bring something in.
Reasonable.
Rather than just go for two kind of terrible buys, they're going to go for a decent buy in the
Considering the
next round.
first map, I think we've got much more of a Counter-Strike game than I expected. I thought this was going to be over very, very quickly, but instead we've had quite the game. Both teams just basically dominating their own maps, and now the third map being as tight as ever. It's going to be 30 rounds long, at least. At least.
Ooh, nice shot from DD. Will be quickly traded out. Somebody going to try and get himself a rifle. Will do just that. Actually wins the duel, even without any armor. It's quite surprising.
Yeah, aim bunch usually gets you in that situation. But apparently he doesn't agree with the laws of physics.
Laws of Counter-Strike. Laws of gaming.
Laws of CS physics.
Still looking to try and find a little bit more in this round. But he will be caught. Kenny finishing him off 15-14. One more round is all that is needed for Envy to get themselves through. Definitely not getting themselves through in quite the fashion that may have been expected. TYLOO definitely putting up an incredible fight, but they've still got one more round, and, well, auto sniper on the board for MBK.
Yep, a bit of spamming coming through here in metal doors. Not making any damage, though. Only one player crossed so far, though. He's just going, plowing through this smoke, but oh, okay. He cancels. He
something in his mind.
Yeah, I think.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't.
That would have backfired horribly. So that's the right call.
Does actually catch.
Yeah, there we go.
Just moments later, the second the smoke fades.
I think they should probably realize now that there's only one player playing B because DD usually plays that around the map.
They're going to go straight through tunnels. Bottle going to be spotted at the door. Actually going to walk straight out of the site. This is where all the nades come in. Obviously not much utility over on that CT side. In fact, absolutely nothing to play with. So retaking this site is going to be ever harder, especially in this 4 versus 4.
Yeah.
Bottle trying to spot something out. They are actually going to spray through, do a nice amount of damage to Sixer. Not quite able to finish him off as of yet. All of the players currently just rotating in. We'll see the push, but Kenny catches one. Still a second player to find, but not actually pushing in just yet. Kenny through the wall, looking to finish this game off pretty quickly. Bottle will manage one, and there's Kenny to finish it off. 16-14. TYLOO putting up an incredible effort, but
heartbreaking.